NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Entin is in Doha and sat down with a high-level Qatari official. Brian joins me now from the Mideast. Thank you, brother, for going over there. Not the safest or easiest place to be right now. What did you learn?
Yeah, his name is Majed Al-Ansari, Chris. He is a senior official. He is an advisor to the prime minister. We asked him about some of the things that you've been talking about what their intel shows with the Iran nuclear sites, also how the ceasefire is holding up. They're very, very confident in the ceasefire, more confident than they've ever been before, they say. Listen to a little bit of the conversation, Chris. Does Qatar have any intelligence in terms of whether the nuclear sites in Iran were fully destroyed?
You know, we are hearing conflicting reports right now from various parties. I don't think that anybody right now can claim first-hand knowledge on what's happening. We've heard President Trump's statements over obliterating the sites. We're getting different information from all sides, but I think we need more time to assess exactly what happened in Iran when it comes to the nuclear program. You all are in such a unique position here because you talk to all sides. And back home in America, I think people are just worried this is going to be like other ceasefires we've seen where suddenly the rockets are flying again. Do you have a feeling this is finally it? You know, I mean, in our line of business, the only choice we have is to remain hopeful, right? We can't give in to pessimism when it comes to dealing with these crises that we are dealing with. If you look at the map of the Middle East right now, the whole Middle East is ignited in different conflicts everywhere. But this is a moment. This is the light at the end of a very long tunnel. Your country has this relationship with Iran, helped negotiate. Just yesterday we saw leaders in Iran shouting death to America. Do you think Americans should be afraid of Iran? I mean, there's been a lot of talk of sleeper cells, that kind of thing. I mean, let me put it very bluntly. We have been working in this region with everybody. Nobody wants eternal war. There are no people around the world that want to be under rockets, under fire, you know, afraid for their lives, afraid for their children's lives forever. The only message that is truly universal is a message of hope. In our region here, everybody shouts death to somebody. The only way around that is to make sure that the deterrence is in place, that they don't act upon these threats, but also that the hope and that the message for hope is ready on the table and dialogue is taking place for that to happen. And we believe that President Trump can bring this to the region, and we in the region have always been advocating. How important was President Trump in the ceasefire negotiations? Well, let me make it very clear, Brian. When it comes to making peace, we know that we have a partner in the U.S. that is unlike any other when it comes to resolve. And when it comes to the openness, and this is what makes, you know, Qatar and the U.S. under Trump operate very well. It is the openness of the Trump administration, the openness of President Trump to speak to everybody and to anybody without any political posturing around conflict. That is what gets results done. And something else really interesting, Chris, despite all of the reports we've heard that there was this warning that Iran was going to attack, and I really pushed him on this, he insisted that they were shocked in Qatar, that they did not know that the missiles were coming. He says they would have never put themselves in that position during a negotiation. And I said, so you had no warning at all? And he just kept saying, no, we were totally shocked.
You believe it?
I mean, listen, I was here. They closed the airspace a couple of hours before, so it seems they must have known something, but maybe not all the detail that we thought.
And the reason it still matters, and people don't get this until they do the job, certainly not until they do it at the level that you do, it's why would he tell you that? And the answer has to be because they want to be seen as a fair broker that isn't a channel for bad actions. And they don't want to be in the business of knowing that something's bad is going to happen ahead of time, because it's very important for Qatar to be seen as a go-between right now, and that they're playing it fair on all sides. And that's why that interview was really helpful. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you taking the time and the risk to go there and get it for us.
Thanks, Chris.
Brian Entin, doing the job, as always. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.